Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. Welcome this week's episode of the podcast. Hope y'all having a great week, and I appreciate y'all being here, man. I really do. Because we have a very awesome episode today. You know, very interesting businessman and just a man overall. He owns a restaurant, and they have a lot of locations, so it's not every day I get to sit down and really pick the brain of somebody who's successful in that field. This restaurant is a sponsor of the podcast, and I usually run an ad at the beginning of the show about the restaurant, but I'm not going to do that today because we talk about this restaurant the entire episode. So I thought, I could probably skip the ad today. But if you do go to this restaurant, use promo code TVBOO for 15% off your entire order. Okay, we'll do that. Man, super awesome episode. This guy is the tits. Very, very interesting and fun episode to do. Never thought I'd be having a guest like this on the show, but I'm glad I could have him on the show, and I really enjoyed this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Turner, the owner of Illegal Pete's.
Come here, girl, is that ass fat? Let me take my tongue and go back the dirt track. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries. I swear to God, this could be the one that I marry. Hey, hey, and she's so damn fine. I may eat that from behind. I met a girl and her booty tastes like strawberries.
Pete,
Hi.
nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Let me go off by saying I'm fucking excited for this podcast today, man.
As am I.
It's not every day you get to sit with, owner of multiple restaurants.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. I've never sat with a EDM artist and comedian.
Cool. We're not even going to talk about those things today. We might do, we might get there.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Today's about you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So you are the owner, president, and CEO of Illegal Pete's, correct?
Yeah, founder and, now CEO. I just became CEO last August. Long story. It's kind of goofy story, but yeah, I started Illegal Pete's. Actually, today is February 1st. I saw my first lease February 1st, 1995. I don't even know when you were born. But
I was born in 1995.
that's a long fucking time.
Yeah,
ago.
so
I don't know when your
27,
bathroom-
28 years, actually.
When's your birthday?
November 12th.
Oh, shit.
So you started a restaurant before I was even born.
That's pretty wild and a little bit depressing, but also cool. Like a long fucking time. So August 15th of 1995, we opened the doors on the first restaurant, but I signed I forgot that today was February 1st, but signed my first lease February 1st, 1995. So yeah, I've been doing this a long time.
Wow.
I was 23 years old, about a year and a half out of CU Boulder. I went to school up there, and which is blowing up right now with all the Coach Prime stuff. And my phone's been, apparently Little John was up at CU today.
Yeah.
In the locker rooms with Prime. Anyway, so it's funny. I'm an old ass man. I've been doing it a long time, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, they're changing the culture of that Colorado team, man.
Bonkers.
I'm excited about it, dude.
Dude, so I was there when we were champions. Like late 80s, right? When Prime, I think, was at Florida and shit, but we were, champions. So 89, 93, and it was a blast then. And they've just kind of been dogging it in the last 10 years. And so, yeah, it's overnight. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Super exciting.
But either way, happy anniversary, dude.
Thank you.
Of Illegal Pete's. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, the luck that I have today, to have you on this day.
No, it's funny. Yeah, I didn't really thought about that. But yeah, so I've been doing that. We have 12 restaurants, 10 in Colorado, 2 in Arizona. So we're at, and we're kind of like Pac-12. We started at CU Boulder, and then kind of grew around Denver, and then Fort Collins, and then have gone west to Tucson, Arizona with U of A, and then ASU, which is Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah, I saw Illegal Pete's in Tempe when I was out there. I was like, oh shit, yeah, they do come.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And actually, our Tucson store, which is 7 years old now, we were College Bar of the Year in 2019 for U of A, which is like 70,000 students, and they party hard down there. So that's a really cool spot. So it's been an interesting growth experience, and we were actually founding member of a festival that we do down there. We need to talk to you about it this year.
Yeah.
Dusk
Yeah, Dust.
in November.
Yeah, Adam brought it up to me a bit. We talked about it, but yeah, we'll talk about that for
Well,
sure.
whatever. Yeah.
No, we'll get
Yeah,
there. No,
yeah, yeah.
that is a point I do want to get to in this podcast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you throw your own fucking music festival, too.
Well, yeah, and we've done, I mean, again, man, so we've grown restaurants, which is awesome, and I'm proud of that, right? 12 restaurants. We failed once. We had a store in Park Meadows, South Denver, that we had shut down in 2011. So, again, it's been a ride of wins, a lot of successes, failures, but it's been great, and I feel very fortunate to be to have made it through 27 years of business, but definitely through the last 3 years of pandemic, which is really hard on our business and on everybody's business really. But over those years, you know, I've been able to through the business employ thousands of people, but at any given time we have over 400 people right now. But we've also been able to really engage in our communities in fun ways. And I'm a huge music fan, comedy fan, sports fan, right? So like, it's fun to sit and talk to you and to have kind of the connection that we have with you. And it's been really fun working with you. But you know, we've been fortunate enough to be able to do that in the communities in which we do business, right? In Tucson, doing the music festival, and you know, Denver, we, you know, partner with the High Plains Comedy Festival with Adam, Kate, and Holland. And it's just, we've been able to do really fun stuff along the way. And I think that that's a really cool thing that businesses can do more of, maybe, if you know, that I think is an atypical way to market your business, but to get ingratiated and support your community. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you and I sound like we'd be friends running the same shit. Fucking
Yeah.
burritos, music, comedy, sports, and titties.
Yeah.
You know, what else? What else do you want? You know?
No, straight up, man. So it's fun.
Yeah. That's awesome, Kyle. So you're 13-1 basically. I mean 12-1 on, you know, you had one failure. Kyle, can you look up the average life of like a startup restaurant? Or I forget, it's like restaurants are supposed to fail, or like, you know, family-owned businesses or whatever, like in the first.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number, but I've heard the statistic, and I'm curious about
bad.
it. Yeah, it's bad. It's, you know, the odds aren't in your favor, but it sounds like you got a winning team, dude.
Yeah, it's like after 3 years or something, it's like 90% of those businesses fail. Something like that. Something, you know, 80, 90, which is, yeah, it's a big number, man. And yeah, it was risky. It's been, like I said, hard. I've learned a lot, but yeah, winning team, you know, definitely. I think location. Like, we've been blessed with, or I think I've been blessed with really good locations. I think I knew exactly where I wanted to be with the first spot. I went to school in Boulder, graduated, and pursued this tiny little spot right on the hill, and was able to secure the lease. And I think just being right there and kind of doing what I thought that I would have wanted as a student, the type of food, which didn't exist up there in 1995, but doing it in a way that was fun. Like, we were I was, I guess, 24 when I opened it, 23 when I was working on it. But like, my first crew, I mean, there was 10 of us. I've still got the first like schedules, and they're hilarious, man. Just like fucking handwritten and just goofy, but we just had a blast, man. And we gave away, I mean, the first month I was trying to wear collared shirts and shit and like be the boss, but then I was like, man, these are all my friends. We're drinking beers after work, you know, a month in. But yeah, I mean, we made a lot of mistakes. We were imperfect, but we had a lot of fucking fun, man, a ton. So Pete's became a cool sort of after bar spot, and just like a cool, like, we were always bumping like good hip hop and like punk rock, and it was just fun. And so that was kind of the success, the recipe for success. You know, we were in the line of traffic, right? I knew where we wanted to be. We had a good food product, at least the idea of it. I fucked up a lot, and it wasn't good, and I'm still nervous, honestly. Like, if I were to meet you at Illegal Pizza right now, 28 years in, I still can't. Like, if you're eating food, I'd still freak out. I'm so nervous still around people I care. Like, fuck, is it good? Is it good? Is it good? And we were fucking it up all the time back then, but people kept coming back because we were fun, and they stuck with us, and we were able to grow. Again, I'm very grateful and extremely fortunate, and it's been a blast. And yeah, man, 28 years, 12 restaurants. That's funny, shit. And I hadn't talked about failure in I haven't talked about that store in years, man. So when we're talking sports and you put it as a 12-1 record, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Pretty awesome, dude. That's like, you look at that team, you're like, dude, they got a chance to go to the Super Bowl
I
this year.
hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah,
Dude.
you're like, dude, they look like the Eagles. You know?
I know the Eagles before Hurts got hurt.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah,
man.
dude. Like, damn, legal pizza is is the Eagles.
No, that's pretty
Illegals.
illegal. That's pretty cool.
It works, man.
Dude, and I'm for the Eagles. One of my homies is in Tucson. He's all about the Eagles.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, dude. So it's been good.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. How involved were you creating the menu back in the day, man? Because like
All of
I
it.
forgot, I was watching. You remember like the Super Size Me guy?
Yeah, dude.
So he made a second one where he opened up his own fast food restaurant, because it's like the whole premise of the movie was like, you know, companies will say like it's like vegan or gluten free or free range, but what exactly does that mean? They like add those things to make it look healthy. It's like Chick-fil-A adds all these things to make
greenwashing.
Yeah, exactly. So he was opening up this restaurant, and there was like these companies he went to like, there's like companies out there that create menus for you or give some that will sell. Yeah. How involved were you in the menu, and were you a chef? Or like, what did you know about creating a good menu?
I was an English major at CU.
Yeah.
And I went to school kind of by default. Like, again, fortunate white kid that grew up in Littleton, Colorado, man. So this is my backyard. Went to school by default. Again, this is the late 80s when it was very affordable, right? And it was in-state. I mean, shit, I think I paid $3,000 all in for a year with fucking tuition and everything, man.
Holy shit.
I know.
That's
which
nuts,
sucks because it's 10 times that now. But went to school, English major by default. I love to read and write, but kind of just went to school. But my mom was involved in a restaurant when I was growing up in Littleton. It was an Asian restaurant, so I kind of worked in that and then worked in restaurants a little bit. So not a chef by any means, but was highly involved. I mean, did all the recipes to begin with, and actually along the way, a couple of like the queso I worked on with a employee of mine. 18 years ago we added it, I think maybe 17, but you know, we've done some improvements along the way. But yeah, it was just me cooking, and I like, again, man, I've really got no real right to be sitting here right now, but I am. Like, it was like I was playing restaurant and just got real fucking lucky. I mean, again, 600 square feet, our first restaurant, 6 seats.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is the original location still open? Y'all still have it?
We moved right around the corner.
Okay,
but
y'all
I see it.
upgraded.
It's like a chicken spot now. It's like a fucking wing spot.
That's cool.
But
You ever walk in there and be like, dude, I used to own this place.
No, but I should. And I'm like, because I put the brick, like, and I always said I was gonna, you know, if we moved from there, I'd like, because I fucking handed everything, man. It was like, it's crazy. Like that summer, I was just living in this spot. Like I was building, because I didn't know any better, man. I thought, oh shit, I gotta like fucking build the stools and shit. I just didn't know you could go buy this shit. And I was like laying. I mean, I guess I did and saving money, but I'm like laying fucking tile, which was cool, man. I'm just like, so yeah, I there were so many funny stories too from that spot. So it's there, and like all my old homies, like from year 1 to year 5, like they're still kind of my best friends, really. Like
that's awesome.
That first schedule of people was actually one of my, you know, if not my best friend, he was the best man at my wedding. He was on there. Another guy, Jay Tomlinson, who's become a really good he's blown up in the art world. He's called Remote. He did God, he's all over. He's in Miami just doing phenomenal artwork, and he did our big art piece that we just did a year and a half ago on the hill. But like, it's been fun seeing all these guys just like blow up, and it was such a blast, and we had such a fucking good time. It was just unreal, and I think that's why we succeeded. I think people kind of wanted to be a part of it, just cause. I mean, we're just, and again, when I went to school, and I guess you still kind of get that. Like, there's some sort of business, or at least when I was in school, like the whole idea, if you go in like to spend whatever $5-10 on some pizza, and it feels like they're doing you a favor. Like that was kind of what I felt service was. This is maybe boring, but what I felt service was when I went to school, and I was like, that's bullshit. Like, make it fucking fun. Invite people. And so we were always talking about like trying to break down the counter barrier, right?
Yeah,
for better or worse, man.
Yeah, it didn't feel corporate.
Yeah, and so that's been the challenge. How do you maintain that as you grow, right? And that was like, and that's still the challenge, and how to stay kind of relevant. Again, also 28 years in, which is, I say 28, August will be 28, but no, today I signed my lease 28 years, which is fucking wild. I was 23, but yet, are we still relevant? Are we still fun? Are we still we're bigger, we're 12 and 1. And, are we still hopefully delivering a experience that people want to like come back, not just about the food, but just to actually feel like, I mean, the whole idea was to kind of like make a relationship with Pete's, and this is going to maybe sound a little goofy to whatever, but I believe that that's what's important in business, like get a little bit, I mean, everybody's got the product and we all pretty much have the same product, but what's the environment in which you sell it? What are the values around with which you do business and involve yourself in the community and all the stakeholders, your employees, and, because that all then, rubs off to the customer and the community, right? So again, that's a little high-minded, but that's the way I think about it, especially post-COVID too, is like, man, we got fucking lucky. We made it. And so how can I be a better business, have more fun, do more cool shit, make better food, fucking be cleaner, safer, better, fucking be more sustainable, have our people be able to live in Denver, for instance, which is ongoing. I mean, just all these things that as a business person, I think are very often, it's really easy to kind of keep an eye on profits or lack thereof. And I think that doing that and not paying attention to all the other pieces that make you successful or should is problematic, and why a lot of people don't find success. I don't know. I've just been reflecting on this shit a lot. Year and a half ago, 2 years ago, COVID. Actually, it's been 1,000 days, I think, a month ago. But I know, right? So, but it was super dark, and then I came out of it, and I'm like, holy shit, man! Every single day, what can I learn now? Because apparently, I thought 2020 was. I'm kind of riffing now. Is that cool?
Yeah, dude. This is a podcast, dude, man. It's long form. Yeah, this is what we do.
So 2020 was our 25th anniversary, right? And everybody had different plans for 2020. But I'm thinking quarter century, that's pretty cool, man. I'm like, whatever. I kind of know my shit a little bit. And then I'm like, the world stops. I'm like, fuck, I don't know anything, dude. Which is kind of cool, man. It sucked. It's fucking brutal at first, right? Like, oh shit, are we going to go out of business, man? We got 400 plus people and their families depending on us. So that was terrible. Oh shit, are we going to make people sick? Because again, remember, we're like fucking essential, man. So we had to see people, we had to like employ people. So I'm like, oh shit, how do we keep people safe? So that was a fucking head fuck. But again, we made it through that, and then it was just crazy humbling and crazy like liberating too. So I'm like, man, I don't know shit, but that's cool because I know certain things, man. I know I know my values, right? I know what's important to me. So we leaned into that, and that's dope. Like if you know that and you're clear about that, then I'm like, oh shit, make your decisions through this lens of your values, and then learn, and be appreciative, man. Be fucking grateful. Like, holy shit, we made it every day. Oh man, yeah, this sucks and it's hard, but man, I'm learning my ass off. So it's really interesting. The last 2 years, I felt like I've learned more than, I don't know. I'm like an old dog that's like super pumped and
still learning new tricks.
Like crazy excited. Like it's weird, man. Like I'm more pumped about my business in the last year than I've been.
And you're doing a good job too, because that statistic you guys told me to look up earlier, 20% of people who start a business, only 20% will make it past the first year. And of those 20%, only 18% of them will see longevity past 5 years.
Damn.
So you're doing a great job.
So you got an 18% chance of surviving your first own business, and you're fucking 12 and 1, dude. That's good shit.
Fucking A.
That's good shit, dude. And also, going back to what you were saying about like the, going through the pandemic, it had to have given you some confidence making it out of that. Be like, dude, if we can survive this, we can survive anything.
Yes. But like confidence in a really good way. Like, yeah, I mean, man, I'm a little conflicted by that because it did give me confidence. But I also, man, I saw so many of our like people like our industry fail. So and I will say, what it did give me confidence. It basically showed that I was able to like cash in on 25 years of goodwill, right? I had good like long-term, like my banks were cool with me. My fucking landlords were cool with me. I think our customers stuck with us. We made some kind of dumb, looking back, potentially stupid decisions that I leaned on the side of safety. So we changed our entire business model to like keep people safe, which was probably like a little annoying to my customers. Like, nope, we're going to have to like see. We went to like a fully seated model for a while. Like we had a host and like, cause I wanted to keep people safe, man. Keep your fucking mask on, go sit down. Cause I was like tripping out about getting people sick.
Right now we look back and like, how stupid were we? Fucking come to my business.
I mean, so like, yeah, dude, we made it. And again, I just super, super grateful. And yes, it does give me confidence, but the biggest thing is just the fucking, like the lesson of like, fuck, just learn, dude. And like, go with it, man. Like let the world fucking lead you, man. And like, cause I could have fought hard about, which I have done. I don't know, man. Yeah. So confidence about, yeah, the business. Yeah. I feel great about it. And like, you know, that people stuck with us. Yes. And confident, but like also confidence to fucking learn and change and get better. And like, I don't know, man, just be stoked and do more stuff. And like, like time's fucking short too. That was the other thing, man. And again, this is, yeah, long form podcast. But the other thing, personally, man, so I was 49 and I'm 51 now. Old ass man.
You look good, dude. You don't
Thanks,
look a day older than 42.
Yeah, it's just literally my second haircut in the last 10 years.
Oh, dude, I'm starting to get peppered up,
No,
man.
dude, pepper's good, dude. It's a good look.
I got some pepper coming in, man.
But like, so my dad was my original partner, and my dad was, so I'm the second. I'm like a junior. I'm not junior, but second, whatever. My dad was Pete, and he was my freshman year at CU in 1989. He was diagnosed with terminal cancer. So that was, again, 1989, my first semester at school, and he battled for 8 years, but he was terminal, and he did chemotherapy, bone marrow transplant, and like fought. But he was my original partner. He co-signed a loan to do Pete's, right? And so I'm Pete, he's Pete. But again, so he was 49 when he was diagnosed. He passed at 57 years old in 1997. So Legal Pete's was 2 years old. It was August 24th of 1997. He passed away. We'd hit our 2-year anniversary August 15th. So he kind of like, you know, he was very clearly dying, and he knew, you know, he like that second sort of anniversary was kind of the second full year of kind of kids coming back in, and we were starting to hit. And so he kind of like died knowing, shit, you're going to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like we had some good days, and it was kind of like, it was cool. So he kind of saw that. And anyway, but I'm bringing this up because also in 2020, just that sort of like, and this is maybe weird for this podcast, but like mortality, right? Like, fuck, man, 49. Like my dad died super young, 49 when he was diagnosed. I'm turning fucking 49. I've got 2 young kids. They're 8 and 6 now, two daughters, which is awesome. But it was, so I had this weird, like, I always was looking in my head. There was always that when I turned this age, and then it ended up being fucking COVID. I'm like, man, is everyone going to die? I mean, it was like this crazy, trippy time. And then I'm like, man, so dark and mortality, you know, man, we're surrounded by death, and like, it's a fucking bummer. But then like, so post, you know, just coming out of that, I'm just so fucking great. Like, again, it's like, and it's going to sound corny, but like that whole like fucking gratitude and every single day, what can I learn it? Like, it's just, it's been highly invigorating, and hopefully, and it will be showing itself more and more in my business. And it makes me want to do like just cooler stuff, man. Like, again, you know, just see how we can plug better into the community, work with people like you, just do cool shit, man. And just be a good employer, and at the end of the day, make good burritos and margaritas and shit. But it's just, again, I'm just super pumped. Like I'm extremely, confident, but just, I think my experience kind of just put a highlight on the fact that just it validated just live by your fucking values and be clear about that, and you can't go wrong. And I know that sounds a little corny, but it's incredibly important, man.
I'm glad, like, I love that story, by the way. That's a beautiful story. And I'm glad your dad got to, like, leave this earth knowing, you know, you're going to be good, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like, my dad's still here, but if he was passing and, like, I was in the beginning of my career, like, hey, Dad, I'm going to be a DJ. He's just dying. Like, no.
Well, then he'd be seeing you. Yeah, but then he'd be seeing you, man, and you're like fucking hitting, dude.
I know, but, like, now he could go knowing, you know, it worked out. But, like, you know, I'm just saying, I love that there's like that there's that one thing that you can focus on, you know, because, like, losing a dad's got to be, like, one of the worst things in the world. And, you know, just knowing at the end of the day, like, you can reflect on positives. Like, at least he was proud of me and he knew that he believed in what I was doing and that it was going to work.
Incredible. Like, incredible. You're absolutely right. So I was, again, man, just for him to have the kind of the faith and confidence, you know, just to even get to that point, right? To open the restaurant for year 1, year 2, he never worked there, right? He was in Littleton and terminally ill, but I'd talk to him every day. I'd get down when I could see him all the time, but I was talking to him every fucking day. You know, he's my moral support and my business partner, right? So yeah, but he believed in me, which is incredible because, and so like I said, he was terminal, like stage 4 cancer. Like when we discovered this in, I think it was September of 1989, like he had cancer, like it's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is like lymph system, but it had gone like all throughout his abdomen. But he was in really good shape and fought. But had he died then, I mean, I was a fucked up kid, man. I was like, I don't know, man. So had he passed earlier and not been there to kind of believe in me, and yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't be here, man. So yeah, for him to survive, was great. For him to believe in me and to that point. And again, looking back, like I thought it was, you know, all the money in the world, and I was just like, which it was to me at the time, but like it's, you know, but man, I mean, he was right there for it, and for him to see, kind of that success, and I'm sure everybody thought, I mean, because the stats are against you, right?
Yeah, right.
Like he's gonna fucking fail, man. But you know, for him to see that kind of success, you're right. I mean, it was just, that means so much to me. Again, him leaving, and we did have those conversations, kind of like the first couple nights, the students back and like hitting these numbers, like our first $3,000 day or something, which is big back then for me. Like I was like, he's like, fuck, you're gonna do it, man. I was like, yeah, it looks like it. I mean, very, very special. So yeah. Yeah, man. So it's been a hell of a ride. It's been very interesting coming out of COVID. Yes, I do have confidence, but yes, not enough to know that I need to get better. And, you know, we've just in the last 6 months, actually, it's almost been 6 months exactly, I brought on the reason I said at the beginning of the podcast that I'm now CEO, I was president, but I brought on a president / CFO, a good homie of mine, and then I brought on a COO, and then we brought on, this sounds very corporate out there, but I mean, but I brought on expertise, because the other thing I realized going into COVID, or when COVID happened, is like, holy fuck, I could have lost this 25 years, man, and a lot of people depend on it. So if I make it through this, I'm going to bring on expertise, and I definitely, again, know, and I think I was good about that before, knowing what I don't know and being okay with that, right? But certainly knowing that, holy shit, like we almost did just lose everything. I'm going to bring in some expertise. So in the last 6 months, I've done that as well. Just kind of trying to build the team to better prepare ourselves to just be a more kick-ass business.
So did it take you 25 years to kind of be able to take a step back and let other people take control? Because I'm sure in the beginning, you know, you were on the schedule, you're in the store. I mean, you said you had a suit up. I mean, you buttoned up trying to be the manager. Like, at what point into you owning a business were you able to kind of sit back and be the boss and let you know, trust other people to run it, where you focus on bigger picture stuff?
You know, I would say, so we opened our second store. So the first store on the hill, and then we opened our second store a year after my dad died. 1998 on Pearl Street, which we're still there right now. So we just hit our 25th anniversary. And then 3 years after that, we opened our first Denver spot, lower downtown.
So within 5 years, you had 3 locations.
Within 6 years.
6 years.
So 2001, July 5th, 2001, we opened Denver. So those 3, but in that space of time, I was able to kind of step away from a store, right? And then start managing multiple stores. So I was fortunate again, but it wasn't like I was sitting back in an office, but I would rotate between stores. But I was lucky enough to have people that I trusted that, could run the stores. So I guess I was able to, and again, very, grateful that I was able to kind of have the people and sort of let go but I was still very, very much involved with those restaurants. So, and I would say that maybe the last 10 years, I've been more in a kind of more of an office capacity-ish with a nice team that's kind of running the restaurants and operations and such. But, yeah, I think I've been very fortunate along the way to not be like, and I think very intentionally, I didn't want to just fucking grind. Like, I did have a year when we were open in downtown Denver where the first year was super hard. Like, it was, cliche, 18-hour days, whatever, 7 days a week, you just do it, right? I mean, it wasn't maybe that bad, but then opening downtown Denver, that was a really, really tough year. That was 2000, 2001. I took 2 mornings off, I remember. So I was like 2 in the trenches, and that was kind of financially, I had to. I kind of got us into a corner and thought we were potentially going to fail then. Didn't, luckily. But yeah, like I've been fortunate over the time to be able to have good people to rely on, and that's been probably the greatest, one of the keys, real good keys to my longevity, I guess, and me still being excited about the business all the way around. And actually, I think treating people well and being able to trust them, because I think a lot of people in my business and business in general, as you grow and you can't have your eyes on things, there's there's multiple different ways to, I think, deal with that. But like, either you can let it drive you crazy or just like treat people well.
Say have your eyes on things. What do you mean by that? You can't have your eyes.
Let's say I've got one restaurant, which I'm going to be around. Now I've got 2, 3 restaurants with bars and fucking cash registers and people. Like, if I don't trust people, first of all, if I don't treat them well, like human beings, and fucking empower them to make good decisions and represent peace, and then I'm setting myself up for failure, and then I'm going to not trust them. I'm just saying, like, if we, as we grow, if you're not able to trust people, you're going to fucking go nuts, man. So I'm just saying, as I was able to open 2nd, 3rd, 4th stores, I trusted my team to not like fucking rob me blind and to provide good service and good food. And I think that's absolutely necessary in my business. And I've talked to people that just can't do it, or it just eats them up, man. They're like got cameras on people so I think that's a roundabout way of asking your question. Like, answering your question, have you been able to step back a little bit from the business? And to me, stepping back from the business is to trust other people to directly manage the business while I'm over the top of it, but able to sleep at night. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it makes total sense. Like, you have the right people in place to where you feel comfortable. If you need to step back or if you need to go to sleep, you can. There's people that you got that you trust,
which is really interesting. And then just life in general, right? And the way philosophically in life, are you a truster or are you a distruster? And like we talk about, I'm saying this because I reflect on it often, and I have reflected on it very often in the last couple of years because it's come up a lot. And I talk to my team about it, and I'm extremely trusting because, like, I think life has proven it to have been worthwhile of trusting certain things. And again, I'm just going to say I'm very, very fortunate 28 years in. But you can either, like, spend your day worrying about 100% like not trusting this person. And yeah, you may keep yourself from getting burned, but what the fuck kind of life is that to not trust. Like it sucks. You're not open to anything. Or the flip side, you can you got to be smart about it, but you can fucking trust people. And yes, if you get burned one time out of 100, that sucks. But shame on them.
99 and 1, dude.
99 and 1. You know, like it's. But again, I see it also often. And again, maybe it's just whatever just coming out of COVID and just again gratitude and just like stoked and like the world worked out, man. And I'm surrounded by really cool people in a really cool fucking town. I'm just like, you know, I'm doing cool shit like this. So it's like that came from trust. I mean, it came from hard work and like again being clear about values and shit. But like I'm just reflecting on all that, and so having trust, like talking to people like my team or I was down in Colorado Springs. We're opening a space down there, and just talking to my fucking electrician and landlord and treating them like fucking human beings and fucking joking and not like, are you gonna
you seem
get
like
on this shit?
You seem like a total dude. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as you came in, you were talking shit about the Pelicans.
Well,
like,
that's why I was like, dude, I broke you.
As soon as you came in, dude, I was like, all right, this guy's a total dude.
I saw your fucking flag out there. I'm like, which is, I mean, it's cool.
I was at the game last night, man. Fucking.
I'm just all about the Nuggets, dude.
They were good people, man. I sat next to these two guys, and they were super cool. We talked all night. They're Nuggets fans. Everyone was really nice, and it's still, some cities you go to and you meet some sports fans. You're like, yo, the Eagles fans are the worst. You know what I mean? And the thing is, what I like about the Eagles fans is they know they're the worst. You know, they won't deny it. But like then it's like you meet some fans, like the Buffalo Bills fans or like Nuggets fans, and they're just cool people. You know, like you can tell different vibes. But so I still had a good time even though we lost.
It's just man, what an exciting, and like, dude, we're second best.
In the West,
we were best in the West. But I'm just second best record in the league, man.
Yeah, we were number one.
I've never been able to say that. Man.
We were number 1 in the West, and now we're number 10.
I know you guys were fucking great, dude.
We were killing it
because Zion, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was just like we had Zion, McCollum, Ingram, like everybody was balling, and now, we're trying to get our mojo back. But one thing I did want to bring up about being a business owner. Damn it, I've lost the fucking question.
So we were talking about I was talking about trust. I was talking about like just stoke and like just again values. I don't fucking know. You did lose the question. I was really talking about. I was just talking shit because the fucking Nuggets brought it last night, and I was trying to bring that. Well, that was the thing, man. Like I'm coming in, your camera's all fucked up. Couldn't see me because I'm like just trying to fucking come in hard and just like shove this fucking Joker's like fucking fake right in your face, man. And one, it set it off on a rough spot.
You son of a bitch!
I hear, dude. It's all good, man.
No, dude. So I did want to bring up. This wasn't where I was going, but queso, right? Why the fuck does Denver not have white queso? What is like, dude? I can't find it anywhere.
Well, what the fuck are you talking?
You ever gone to like Texas or and you get the queso there? It's like white queso.
Chipotle has white queso.
Yeah, dude, Chipotle sucks.
And
that's your competitor. Okay, but that brought back the question I was going to go to, but I still want to talk about this queso, dude.
I don't know, but I'm a yellow queso guy, so I don't know where the hell you're going at with that. And I think a regular queso. Let me address that.
All right,
because
please, this needs to be addressed.
because I've learned in my career in food that yellow cheese is not natural, right? So I guess all queso. I only say that there because like I grew up with yellow queso, but I guess a white queso if you're in California, right, and they're melting the legit ass, all the fine cheeses and the fancy cheeses.
Oh wait, no, I like see, like I've had the fancy white queso. I like the fucking $3
no shit
melted white queso, dude. This shit's the bomb, bro. I could eat that all day.
Well, I need to know what you're talking about.
Oh man,
do you have a spot?
No, not here, dude. Down south, that's all you'll find. Yellow queso, you ain't gonna find yellow queso.
For real?
Yeah, dude. And like nacho cheese.
Does it have any spice to it?
Yeah, dude. You might have a little kick to it. You know what I mean? But it just tastes like queso, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Well, dude, ours is like, again, man. So Pete's, we are very, very, very proud of the food we make and the ingredients we make. And I'm not a Culinary Institute fucking chef at all. Like I fucking was just cooking and my parents like, and I like grew up like fucking stealing hot dogs at 7-Eleven by jamming them under the fucking nachos, you know, before. And then I think they started like fucking packaging them so you couldn't do that. Like, so I was all about queso, like
That's nacho cheese, though, dog.
Shit queso, but it's the same shit. But anyway, but like, I just want to say like our queso is probably one of the best things we have. And it's fucking, it's, and again, I'm just saying we're really proud of our ingredients and it's all usually highly clean label, man. Like fucking Nyman Ranch beef and fucking pork. And like, we just have the best ingredients, man. We really, because it's the right thing to do, but it really just tastes better. Like it's good shit. But like our queso, there's a little bit of fucking fake cheese in there.
Yeah,
like,
dude, of course.
Of course, man.
Of course.
I'm just saying like, so, but you got to go yellow then to get the real good fucking texture and shit. That's my answer to you.
Okay.
And the best is the yellow. There's yellow. I'm not gonna give the secret away, but it's yellow.
It's yellow, dude. You just put a fucking crayon in that thing. Dude, I do got it. So following up to that, man, as a businessman, as a man who owns many restaurants, all right, since there's no white queso here, I'm thinking about opening up my own restaurant just for queso. It's gonna be called Whites Only. What's your feedback on opening?
Holy shit! Yeah, no, it sounds like you're gonna be a fucking enormous hit, man. The timing's right, dude.
Just nothing but white queso, call it Whites Only.
Yeah, no, I think Florida is probably the spot for you, though. You know, but
dude, yeah, that'd be interesting.
no, yeah, you're fucking nailing it, dude. Timing, you're really reading the room. This is you're very emotionally intelligent. I like, yeah. Whites only.
Whites. I do know the original question I did want to ask. So from starting back 28 years ago to, you know, the lay of the land of how you view restaurants and review restaurants and how you get food has changed tremendously. What's it been like going from just a word of mouth, maybe like an ad in the newspaper or a sign, to go into this modern day way of reviewing food, whether it's like Yelp or Google reviews or, you know, Uber Eats and stuff like that. Like somebody can leave a bad review.
Dude.
They can leave you a 1 star just because y'all didn't have toilet paper.
Dude.
You know what I mean? What's that been like for you?
That's a fucking hell of a good question. I try not to like get too hung up on it, but boy, it's changed because there's two sides of that, right? Like there's the review side, and then I thought you were going with just like marketing. How do you get the word out? Right?
That's where I was going to go next
it's all
with this.
like, fuck, it's a trip, man.
Now you got to sponsor a DJ's podcast.
Yeah. Well, and that's the coolest thing, man. It's like, and that's why dude, to like, that's what's so exciting. And again, pre-COVID and post-COVID, like anything's possible. And like, it's awesome. Like, and because it's like happened so quickly, you can just like do really goofy, fun stuff. Like, you don't need to take yourself very seriously. Like, it's not like, oh shit, we got to get the art right for the fucking Denver Post. You know, it's fucking kind of, again, liberating and fun. And you can just be goofy. Like, you know, like you are like in some of your fucking ads are great, man. Like, again, I'm glad Adam introduced us, and because I follow your shit and it's fucking funny, man.
Thanks, man.
So like, but okay, on the food review side, yes, we have to take it seriously, and it's fucking annoying. I will acknowledge that to like, if any of our team ever is listening to this or listen to this ever, I get it, guys. Just please know we're not like, we don't take it as gospel, but there's a little bit of truth in all those reviews, right? So that's what I always say, because people are fucking customers are mostly nice, but there are people that just want to be heard, and like, so, but and oftentimes if you're getting ripped, it's a little obnoxious, and there's something that, you know, I think whatever that is not. There's a little bit of truth into all of it. So we follow that stuff. We have a tracker that kind of fucking, because there's so much of it too, like Yelp, Google, all this stuff. So we have like one place where we can just kind of keep an eye on it. If we hear shit, we're able to reach out directly to people. So we do want to acknowledge it, because it is a really powerful tool. If someone is bummed out in a social world, you can talk to them directly. Mm-hmm. And if you gain that person back, it's really powerful.
Yeah.
So we do take it serious, but we just do what we do, man. But it is a very interesting world in that way, because it is kind of, if you do maybe give about 25% attention to what the trends are saying it does help you kind of manage your business. Like, guys, maybe this, these stores are kind of, we're missing out. How's the staff? Do we need to like talk to them again and maybe just, kind of reset people? So it's kind of cool tool, free too. So I think that it's pretty powerful. We pay attention to it, but not too much. Now on the flip side too, I just love the whole social, the advertising piece. Like that has, and I think, you were kind of going there. We, about 15 years ago, 2010, 2008 or 9, I was like, we'd been in business, I don't know, 10 or 15-ish. It was about 10 to 15 years. I'm like, man, marketing is kind of stupid. Like all right, I'm going to go. And again, apologies to my friends at The Onion and other people, but I did like advertising in The Onion. That was fun as shit because they're cool. Mm-hmm. But like, all right, I'm spending this money in a newspaper ad or like fucking, and I love advertising and open air, NPR, CPR, shit I believe in. But like, I'd rather just spend our money. We're spending a lot of money. I'd rather spend our money supporting our communities directly. And I thought that, and this is kind of when Illegal Pete's did a very conscious shift to supporting local musicians, local artists. Like that's when we kind of started to do on our music thing. I thought that, man, wouldn't it be cool if you could, instead of our marketing budget that we're going to put in print ads or something, let's say it's $1,000 a month. What if we invested that in this local band? Like, maybe not everyone gets it. Maybe it's not hitting everyone, but like the people that they may not be huge music heads, but at least they can maybe appreciate the fact that we're trying to invest in local arts and local homies. Like, so again, it was kind of a very direct shift in how we spent our money and tried to market ourselves versus like, hey, come to Illegal Pete's for this food. It was more like, man, we're investing in things that we're really passionate about in our communities. And so that was a really interesting shift in our marketing, in our marketing in general, and just in the trajectory of Illegal Pete's and how we had been seen and presented ourselves moving forward. We've had music in our restaurants since basically the second restaurant, which was big enough, and then downtown Denver. That is then leading. I'm going somewhere with this. Like,
you got this, dude.
But then social media, right? Like, there's so much cool shit. Like, again, so like, can you then be involved with, whatever comedy or these sports teams or whatever? And then it's just so easy to get to do social. I mean, it's all, I don't know. It's all like become really kind of wide open and really possible to do really fun things quickly and easily and really DIY.
Yeah.
Which is fucking rad. Maybe I don't have this, but I don't know. But you were you were asking like the review side, and it's helpful and cool and it's easy, and I don't have to like pay. I mean, it's pretty direct, so that's cool. Shit.
Do you prefer it like that?
I do.
Okay, cool.
I do, man. And even like, interestingly, I can directly, I think about this, and I actually hit someone, and I fucking hate Facebook, man. But someone hit us up yesterday. Yeah. Facebook messaging and said, hey, are you still doing BOGO on Tuesdays for teachers and healthcare, which we've done all last year, every Tuesday. If you're in healthcare or education, buy one, get one. So fucking come get drinks, food, whatever, man. We're just trying to say thanks.
That's cool.
Because it was fucking hard, right?
Yeah.
We actually did it the year before too, but we're continuing that. Someone reached out and said, hey, are you doing it? I said, yes, thank you. I need to get the word out, right? Because it's February. But and then I said, Pete. So I think there's a lot of power actually to someone reaching out on Facebook
it's you
or Instagram, and I write back, or even fucking Yelp for that matter. And I'm like, because my name's joke that my name's on the fucking fanny pack because I made fanny packs that had Illegal Pete's on it. So anyway, that's like, my name's not on the sign, it's on the fanny pack, is a joke at the office. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, I can directly fucking talk to someone.
Yeah.
Which is, that's a luxury. because it's a small business, but I guess big, man, 400 plus people, 12 and 1. But to like directly talk to someone,
Oh, it's the best.
that's bitching, dude.
Hey, let me ask you this then, because I get a lot of people hollering at me too, and sometimes it's not good, and I'm just like, go fuck yourself, and you know what I mean. And I will say it just like that, like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
How much of that do you have? Do you ever just say fuck it and just send it? Because I know like Wendy's or some shit just went on a bender on Twitter one day and it was awesome, dude. Like they were like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, dude.
And everyone loved it, man. It was awesome.
It was fucking great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I have, but maybe not in the super highly public realm. I've had a couple like straight twos, but it's less about it's more when I'm defending the team.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not, they can fucking come at me all they want.
Yeah.
Like I've got a thicker skin, that sounds like, than you do. But
man, I just like talking shit, dude.
Just kidding.
I just love talking shit,
I'm
man.
just kidding. I know, dude. I watch it. It's fucking great. No, I can't. It's because I need to be careful because I do represent people in the fucking store, and I don't want people like
okay.
So I need to be
all right, dude. Forget my question.
No, it's a hell of a great question. And again, man, it's great because I have to like sit with that, and I have to coach. We have to coach our team often, like, because people are, man, especially, and I know everybody, love you all, everybody, but during pandemic, people were fucking dicks.
Yeah.
Oh man, so we have to deal with this shit, like fucking front angry people in our face. Like, it's gotten better. But so yeah, I think it's a great question because yes, I've had to like fucking proverbially sleep on it and let it calm down. So yeah, and mostly because I'm just protecting. I'm not the front lines out at the restaurants.
Yeah,
and they catch a lot of shit, and it's hard, man. It's hard business. Like, it's hard. What we do is hard, man. Yeah, what you do is hard. I mean, but what we do, like, people say. It's interesting, man. In my business, people say unskilled. That's fucking bullshit. Like, if you're dealing with 500 customers, fucking 30 coworkers, and you're trying to like make all this food, you're facilitating conversation. You're doing that. Like, it's highly skilled work, man. And then they say we're essential. Like, honestly, what we do is really important. We fucking serve the community, and we talk to people, and we make them feel comfortable and safe, and honestly, and maybe I'm like overselling it a little bit for service, but it's important if it's done well, right?
No, dude, I like the vibe. Every time I go into Illegal Pete's, man, it's fucking awesome. Like, I have a lot of fans that work in there, dude. I walked in there one day. This one dude's wearing a Taboo hat. The other guy's wearing like an S-Fan beanie. One dude's like, fuck you, Taboo. The other guy's like, fuck you, Taboo. They're both coming from different places. Like, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking awesome.
It's like every time I walk in there, like, they're like, oh, what up, dog? Like, everyone,
fucking awesome.
Everyone's cool about it. Like, I dig the vibe. I totally get what you're saying with like make it not feel like a corporate thing. Like, let it feel welcoming, like just a laid back, cool place to be. And I definitely get that vibe when I'm in there, man.
Well, I appreciate hearing that.
Like, your story reminds me a lot of. So I worked at this pizza place in Mississippi called Soulshine, and
where in Mississippi?
This was Flowood, Mississippi.
My wife's from Oxford.
Right on, dude. Okay, so Ole Miss lady, huh? Mm-hmm. Good. I mean, that's better than being from Starkville. Fucking, I hate Starkville, dude. God, I hate Stark. Everyone asks me, where's my least favorite place I've ever been? I'm like, Starkville, Mississippi, man. Wow. Yeah, man. They had a tornado go through it like 2 years ago. It didn't take enough. But, Jesus, man. but like, so we had this place, and the owner of it, he like started this business because like he just wanted to be like have a place to get high and like work, and like so he was just smoking weed, making pizzas. Everyone liked the vibe. The pizzas were really great, so it started expanding. And when I worked there, it went through a transitional phase of like being super laid back, like everyone's chill, everyone's stoned, we're all making pizzas. It's a fucking cool vibe. And then all of a sudden they wanted to like franchise and bring other people in and become corporate, set up cameras, tuck in your shirts. You have to be wearing like the shirt of the, restaurant. Shit. Like, we used to just be able to wear, I could wear this.
Same, Pete's. we've never had a uniform. And
once they started expanding, every single restaurant failed, but the original one, actually they have 2 open still, I do believe. And I could be wrong about it, but they tried opening like 5. and it all.
Well, it sounds like they
backfired.
changed their fucking secret sauce, right?
Exactly.
Like, why change it, man?
Dude, they like tried changing the pizza recipe to make it cheaper, changed like the oven we cooked it in, and it sucked. I was like, this pizza blows, this oven sucks, this is dumb. And then they did realize we're changing.
Well, think about that. What's the decision thing? I mean, what are they thinking, man? Like,
money.
We're understood, but very successful. Here's why. Sounds like good ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
We're having a good time. It sounds like they let you be individuals.
It was cool, man. I enjoyed working there.
And that's what the success was. So again, I get it, money, but that's what I'm going back to. Like, and money will come, man. And we always talked about a slow dollar.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why I'm around 28 years later. We weren't looking for the quick buck. We weren't chasing all the fucking dimes and shit, honestly, like, and whatever, man, maybe. And again, I'm lucky to still be in business, but like, you take your eyes off your the values, man. It's just, it's a recipe for disaster. That makes no sense to me. And I hear that all the time. Like, people be like, they're very successful. And then they fucking change this, like, change your fucking recipe? Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
Like, that's what put you on the map, right? Like, you make it fucking cheaper? Are you kidding me?
They spent all this money on a brick oven just to say our pizzas were like from a brick oven.
Well, that's fucking corny.
Yeah, and it made it so much worse. So many more problems. The bricks would fucking burn, or pizza would stick to them. It was a nightmare.
But they never said it was brick oven to start with?
No, never.
Then what?
I don't know. It was interesting, but that
was the guy still involved? The owner?
He sold it, and then he ended up getting that store back.
Save it.
He got it back.
Good.
But like, hearing your story reminds me of that, but like in the opposite way. Like, you're like, this is cool. This is a vibe. Like, everyone likes it. Instead of going all corporate and trying to franchise out and make as many restaurants as possible, you stayed true to what you thought was cool, and like, what made it so special in the first place.
No, thank you. It is tricky though, man. I mean, as you get bigger, like, I know that there are people, in our organization that, corporate's getting corporate, like, change is, but you have to control certain things, right?
Right.
You need, and I didn't realize this until like the last 10 to 15 years, that like, structure is actually okay, man. I mean, we were really free and loose, but structure's good, man. Like, you can kind of operate in it if you define boundaries. So we not rules per se, and we've never had like, our vision statement is to create an atmosphere that celebrates individuality and relaxed human connection. That one sentence I worked on with a good friend of mine, my ex-girlfriend, back in 2001. It took 2001 took like 2 months to come up with one fucking sentence, but it's real, man. It's not the food, it's not this, it's just fucking create, celebrate, relaxed human connection, man. All these like very intentional fucking words. And if you can stay true to that, but you have to have rules, man. So, or certain guidelines to operate within. And that gives people freedom to kind of be themselves. I'm sort of, it's a mea culpa to like, if my, if Pete's family are listening, I get it. We're not corporate though.
Yeah,
we do. We have some rules just so we can all be a little bit better, but we're never going to have uniforms. You've heard it. You'll hear it here first. And it bothers me when I hear stories like that, man, because I love small business, and I hear small businesses that have done really well, and then they fucking go for the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that bums me out, because small business is hard enough, dude, and you're doing good, and you're gonna like try to like change what you are. Like, that's just a bummer, unless you're doing it. Yeah, you can try to improve, but yeah. Anyway. Thank you for saying that it's the opposite of that.
Yeah, no, it like I said, it reminds me a lot of that, because I was like, there and, working for that company, and, just seeing the change. Like, I saw it happen over years, and it was like, whoa, like, this place ain't nearly as cool as it used to be. But as your businesses have grown, as you've expanded more, have you had those big suits come in and try to buy you out?
Yeah.
What's the... Go ahead.
Less about like buying me out, but private investing and taking the business to grow it, or franchise it, which you'd mentioned franchise, and I have no interest in franchise, because once you're in that business, you're no longer running restaurants, and I don't need to get into it, but I'm not interested in that, and people ask me that all the time. Fuck, you can make a lot of money quick. I'm like, yeah, but you're gonna change. It changes what you are and what you do. So I have no interest in that. I guess I'm fine. You know, I'm happy with what we're doing. So we have private equity, bigger banks that come in and say, hey, we want to help you grow. That happens a lot. You know, you can cash out X amount. I've never been, I'm just not interested in that, I guess. I don't know, man. And everybody asks, like, what's your plan? And shit, I've been doing it 28 years. So I don't expect, I don't have a drive to like sell it or like retire. Like fuck. But yeah, I mean, I know what you're asking. Like, and someone asked me this shit yesterday or 2 days ago. Like, you know, you could go sell, or fuck, I was having the conversation today. You could go sell today. Like, I could. I have no interest in that. I like what I'm doing. I would do it maybe if I can get, I would still be involved, but if I get guarantees that, I mean, the business is not exactly where I want it to be right now, and we're working on a really good plan with really cool stuff right now. So if I got the business operating like how I'd want it and can lock in certain guarantees, I may consider taking on a partner, but I would have to still be the decision maker, and kind of the values that I talk about would have to be still in that vision statement. That still has to be the fucking keystone or the lens through which we make decisions. And
the mission, dude.
And I don't see big fucking, you know, private equity or banks do that. Although there are more business. I mean, there's a lot of rich fucking people out there. There's ton of money, and a lot. I think I would say that some of those bigger money people are getting more values oriented, and they're cool with like businesses doing the right thing, paying, you know, fucking worrying about the fucking, you know, how their employees are living, how their communities are thriving or not, how, you know, fucking if fucking 1,100 homes are burning in Boulder in fucking December 31st, 2021, which is really fucked up. You know, I mean, all these big things that we're all need to be worried about, man. I think that there is a lot of money out there that says if you are a business that cares about that, we will invest in you as well. And I think people are coming around to that, thankfully. Big money is kind of realizing that it has to happen because
it's
pretty fucked up out there. And again, not to get heavy, but I don't know if that helped.
No, it definitely helped. I was just curious if you've had like, you know, someone been like trying to buy you out.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the biggest offer you've got to buy you out, dude? I was
mean,
curious, dude. I was wondering if you share it.
No. I mean, they'll do, you know, we've had like, yeah, for sure, man, over like the last 7 years, probably 3 years leading up to COVID, we were talking to private equity about, again, big banks will come in and give you X amount of fucking millions of dollars at this valuation, and we'll take over X decision making, and we'll grow to 25, 50 stores, you know, like. And so you're asking what's the value? It's a big number, man. It has been a big number. So, but I'm just not that. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah.
Like at some point, maybe. I don't know, man. I'm doing well. I'm
enjoying
happy.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I fucking like it, man. And again, we can make. I mean, I'm doing well. I'm building value in the business. Like, it's getting more valuable anyway. But like, I'm also doing shit that I enjoy, and I'm able to. I'm sort of realizing, I think, in the last 5 years, actually maybe in the last, maybe 5 years, you know, we're this is maybe a little too not salesy, but we were like a founder of an organization called Good Business Colorado. It was on the heels of, we were advocates for the minimum wage increase that went to vote in 2016 and passed. I'm able to, like, I'm realizing kind of the power I have with my business, even just in advocacy for things that I believe in at Capitol Hill. And we can just do a lot of good. I mean, we can do a lot of fun stuff too, which we do. And I think that's good. But like, I'm realizing how much potential power I have to do shit that I believe in, that I believe business needs, our communities needs. So I don't want to give that up.
Yeah, that I get that, and it seems like you really care about it too. So like,
I do.
That, you know, that
I legit do.
That seems awesome. So trying to go and do cool shit for the community to like, not only just, you know, get the Legal Pete's name out there, but like do fun, cool stuff that, you know, people can get involved with. You know, earlier in the podcast, you were talking about Dusk, this music festival, man. What, like, they're on a music festival. I had Disco Donnie on the podcast. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he was talking about, you know, basically like the formula of like being able to throw a music festival, make money off of it, be successful. It's just not real for the first. Yeah, it's hard. You know, it takes 3 to 4 years of throwing a festival until you actually, you know, see a profit, or, you know, actually it starts to be successful. Why?
Well, so
the big question. All right, yeah, you go ahead.
Let me answer that. So, and you're right? The answer A is it's not 100% us. It's like we were at one point, I think a quarter of it. So the genesis of that was when we opened up Tucson, Arizona, was 2015, and it was on the heels. My contractor down there, this guy Paige Rep, who runs the festival now, super smart guy. He's an architect, builder, and a DJ. But in that August, Illegal Pete's had our 20-year anniversary, and we did it at Red Rocks. And we threw a show, we fucking lucked out, man. So the city gave us like a super good deal on the booking. We had the Sunday of Labor Day weekend, so it was killer day, half price. They cut us a deal. I got so my favorite band, we got Lucero to headline, and then Nathaniel Rateliff, they just dropped their record, The Night Sweats, and so we got them to fly out after Portland and before Bumbershoot in Seattle. So they flew out to play that, and that's right when they were blowing up. We had Built to Spill, Adam Caton Holland MC'd. Like, it was a fucking smashing success. So we had all current and past employees got 2 tickets to the show, but it was open to the public, and we actually broke even. We had 9,500 people at Red Rocks, which was cool. But the first 15 rows were all Illegal Pete's.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So it was like the fucking most special night ever. So we had, and security was amazing. So we had like fucking 300 people side stage, like all the bands. So we just rocked it. And like Paige, like, oh shit, you guys did that. Can we do a festival in Tucson? I'm like, shit, you know. So with our resources in the business, like, you know, bookers, and kind of worked with them to do the festival in their town. So we were I think the sort of the spark that gave them that, and we kind of helped with some of the connections that we had at the time to start Dusk year one. God, who do we have headline year one? But it was fun. Danny Brown, I was hanging out. I mean, it's fucking blast, dude. Like Aoki was year two. Louis the Child, I think, was year one. I mean, but anyway, so it grew from there. So but yes, and quickly, year one, we were a week after the Las Vegas shootings. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I mean, of course, like fucking brutal. We're like, oh man, like we like starting a business or a festival isn't hard enough. Oh fuck, are we even gonna, like? First of all, you're scared. Like, is that gonna happen? But yeah. So you're asking me, like, how do we do it? So local team in Tucson, Illegal Pete's used our business to help promote the festival in Tucson. But yeah, it took 3 years. COVID was brutal. We broke even finally in 2021. And then I think 22, I think we're just now broke even. Mm-hmm. So we are Illegal Pete's has become less and less of a partner, and it's more like business folks in Tucson. And I think we were working with Relentless Beats in the last couple of years.
Nice. Yeah. I know them.
Yep. And so they helped partner. Again, I hope I'm answering your question, but we were just kind of the impetus and helped kind of year one mostly. Like, it helped Madison House, you know, some of our homies with Madison House for year one and year two. Some of like our homies with Live Nation early on, and then just some of our other people in the business. We just helped kind of spark it and help kind of put some of the thinking together for the first couple of years, and now we're just we're a partner, but we help more on the just kind of promotions through the restaurant.
It is cool how you can just get involved for something like that through like a restaurant, to saying, hey, we're going to do Red Rocks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how many restaurants can say we're gonna throw a show at Red Rocks?
Well, no, that's the thing, and that's you're right. But that's kind of the cool. It's like so, and I've been saying this a lot to my team too, post COVID, opportunity of imagination. Like, it's just like, fuck it, can you imagine? Like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's try.
Yeah, why not?
Which is cool, man. And that's like, again, I've been fortunate enough to have the vehicle to ask that question. Like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking great. So, but I just, and a great lesson, and I wish I learned it earlier, but I guess we kind of did, man. I was like, we were doing stupid shit at 27 years old too, at 30, but it's kind of cool once you're like, have done that, you're like, man, you realize that. But again, I want to acknowledge, man, we are in fucking Denver, Colorado. Shit's pretty good.
Pretty cool.
Right. So things work as pretty cool, man. In Tucson, and like, it's pretty cool, but like it's about building trust, building relationships, and then fucking leaning into it, and hopefully showing people what you're made of, and that you are true to, what your values are, and you are true to it. So they do trust you, and they're like, yeah, come do a show at Red Rocks.
That's cool.
Fuck, we trust you, man.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know, man, but it's fun, dude. And then like, the comedy, like Mile High High Plains Comedy Fest too, with those guys. And like, that's been fun. Like just, it's just fucking cool. Like, I'm like, and again, not to take our eye off the ball, but can that add to Pete's? I think it adds to our community, and I don't know, man.
What's one thing that you would love to do? Like, so you already did the music festival, the comedy festival. Like, what's something that you would like to throw or put together, like to help? Through the Pete's name, you know what I mean? Like, what's like an event or an event that you would like to be able to put together that you haven't done?
Man, I'd like to see some more hip hop.
Yeah.
In Denver and Colorado, and do more around that. We do some really interesting like BMX and skate supports. Like,
sick. Just
have our hand. Yeah, we've been supporting some of these guys for years. I'd like to see that get a little bit more traction. That's a really good question. What is next? I think honestly, just like more. This is not along those lines, but just again, maybe using an underground music showcase and all that, like all that cool stuff, but being more intentional about how we are involved in that to actually better advocate for things that we really believe in in our communities. So less about just the party, and more about talking about things that are important and should be important, and empowering kind of the people in our circles to think about this and to act about this. And I don't know. So it's maybe less about I want to do this and more about how can we better leverage what we're doing to not be preachy, but to get shit done.
Okay.
That?
No, that's cool. I dig it. I got two more for you here. So, how far are you trying to take? I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but like, how many are you trying to open up a lot more restaurants? Are you trying to expand to do territories? And
well, so here is the answer to that. And we're working on some really, really, really cool shit. Like the next 3 restaurants we're doing right now is a ground up that we're trying to, and it's not public necessarily, but I'm trying to, we're going to all electric kitchen just because it's heading that way anyway. We're going all electric, and we're building the building in such a way that we're trying to generate all the power on site, which is pretty wild.
That's fucking cool.
Cool shit.
Yeah.
So, but we'll still be attached to the grid, which is crazy because once you're net positive, which I've learned this in the last year, that what happens to your positive powers, and you probably know this or maybe you don't, you immediately power your neighbors at 100%, which is crazy. So like the grid's like kind of fucked. So if you can generate and immediately, then you're offloading this, and I'm powering, like once we're net positive, your lights, like I'm powering my neighbors, which is a really cool thing.
That's cool. I did not know that actually.
Dude, I just
yeah.
found out, I was like, whoa, because like coming from these plants out in 55th and Federal or whatever, it's like you lose. It's like 88% efficient once it comes to us. Like you, again, not didn't expect to be talking about this, but it's really neat. So that I bring that up because that if we can nail that sort of ground up box and make it work, that is a really another important piece of kind of our ethos and our brand that we could take to other cities. Like say we're going to Salt Lake City. Fuck, illegal pizza's coming. They do this. This is how they treat their food's great. First of all, yellow queso. You'll figure it out, man, dude. Yeah. but like so, and then they do this, but fuck, check out that building, and they do that. So like again, if we can nail all of that, and I feel really good about how we're operating, then yeah, 25, 50, man. If we are an amenity and we're bringing fucking value and values to the communities in which we do business and providing good jobs, then yes, I want to grow.
Hell yeah. I love that, dude. You're like, if we can do it right, the sky's the limit.
And it should be, man.
Yeah.
We're an amenity to those communities, and they're welcome because we know we're bringing fucking good jobs. We're fucking doing it in a really clean, safe, thoughtful way. Then yes, why shouldn't we? We deserve to grow.
Hell yeah.
It's not just about the dollar, and we'll be fine. We'll make money. Like I said, man, like I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, so yeah, if we can do that, then it's just like, yeah, dude, I want people like, and we found it, man. People want us. Like, fuck, come check us out. Like, come check out our community, right? Like, so it's cool. Yeah. So I don't know if that's the answer, but yeah.
That's a damn good answer. You're like, if we can do it right and still like uphold who we are and what we're trying to do, then why the fuck shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And we do have fan questions, but I wanted to ask if you had one piece of advice to give to somebody who's, you know, thinking about opening up a restaurant or even a business, you know, maybe they're young, maybe they're old, you know, wherever they're at in life, what's one piece of advice you would give to that person?
I'm smiling. I spoke up at the CU lead school business 6 months ago, and I was not a business school guy. I was an English major up at CU, but just very clearly, and I've said it over and over and over again, and it may seem too simplistic, but just know your values. Like, know your values, and then understand your resources. Like, who do you have around you? What do you have around you to tap into? But be very clear about what your values are. And what does that mean? I mean, in my business, I think even originally, I mean, my values are, when I think back, I mean, yeah, that type of food, but it was more, and again, that's why it was so hard to come up with that vision statement. And my friend at the time, she's like, no, it's not that. It's not that. It's more than food. It's more than food. But it really was about individuality, creativity, celebration, man, and just like inclusivity, right? Like, so I wanted a business that was a food business, but like that was kind of emotional and values based, right? So I think, and whether or not this is good advice, but man, that's what I've been telling everybody. Like, what are your values? What's important to you? And like nail 5 things and just fucking stick to that. And it's almost too easy at that point. Honestly, if you can just like be very clear about that and be like, does it fit my values? Then no, then it's fucking easy decision.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
After that, if you really nail it down, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Type of shit, you know?
I think, man.
Yeah.
I think. But it's taken years to understand that, to even look back and say, well, shit, that's kind of what I was doing then.
Cool, man. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah. We had some fan questions I wanted to get to. People called in on the hotline, but we got Mr. Kyle Brim back there. I was wondering, Kyle, did you have anything you wanted to ask Mr. Pete?
Yeah, I got something. So throughout your entire life, not necessarily just business, throughout your entire life, everybody goes through ups and downs, and we all learn things here and there. And throughout your life, what is something that you have gone through that has taught you a very valuable lesson that you carried with you for the rest of your life? And what is that lesson, and how did it help? How does it help you nowadays?
It's a great question, dude. He's fucking comes with these heaters.
Yeah, dude, fucking heater. It is a great question, and man, I'm not sure that this is maybe too top again. My answer is going to be just recently, honestly. Like I was pandemic at like kind of the darkest. Besides, some of the stuff I went through with my father, man, the darkest period that I'd seen, honestly, around my business and even like just some of the relationships that I have around my business and kind of people potentially showing true colors. I don't know, when things get really, really hard. It was dark, man, and I felt really abandoned, and and this is going to sound like exactly what I just said. It's just like, what's fucking important to you? And that was when all the cards were down on the table. Like, who am I? Who am I going to be personally to myself, my family, my friends, and my business? And, this is just 2.5 years ago. I mean, this is maybe not, because we've been talking about it, it's maybe not the answer. It's maybe a little less revelatory than it could have been, but like, man, that was like the heaviest answer. And I keep saying it, man. I came out of it and like, I just stuck to like very core values, and like, am I making the right decisions? I don't fucking know, but beat myself up. And maybe like being questioned by friends, associates, family members, potentially, but that's all I knew to do. And it was fucking dark. And I'm like, man, do you give up? No. And then it worked. And so, that was just that, and that's powerful. And I guess maybe that does reflect to, different times in my life. Like, when I opened the business and my father passed away, and, I think it's maybe a pattern, but it really, it was just a huge, liberating, experience. And again, I think we've all had our own COVID experience, but that was about as low. The fall of 2020 is about as low as I've been in my life, which is pretty wild. Like, and that truly, that was it. I leaned on just basically five, just what is important to me, which sounds really corny and silly, but like, honestly, I thought I was going to lose my business. I thought we could, I don't know, hurt people.
I do have a follow-up too that I could, so you're saying stay true to yourself, and you're saying know what you want and go after it. Is there any time in your history of owning your business where you thought maybe this is the right thing for the business, and then you learned, maybe from your peers or something else, that maybe this isn't the right thing? And I guess my question is it acceptable to tell follow what you want and go after what you want, but is there a time when you maybe need to pull back and listen to outside sources? Or is it mostly just, no, the outside sources are there and they're useful, but you really do got to focus on what you want and go after what you're trying to make happen?
Man, hell of a good question.
That's great.
It's a great question. And I think I would say, again, make sure that you're actually very clear about, in business, and I've learned this the hard way, in kind of business relationships and whatnot, just be very clear about what you want, need, and intend, right? So I think I hear your question, depend on your gut always, and just see that through. And I think there is some truth to it, but actually you definitely need good advisors, and you need a strong support system, I think. But what that would be is, you definitely need to check that through and be very clear about, again, what your values and what your expectation is with those relationships and how they are, I guess, supporting you. You need that, but you also need to be, and I learned this again the hard way, very clear about, do you align? Because yeah, you need smart people on your team to say, hey, you know, this good decision, bad decision. Hey, have you thought about this? But again, you need to be very clearly aligned in values and, again, expectations.
Goals,
yeah. So yeah, I guess I want to be clear that, you know, a lot of this has been gut, and I guess a lot of my business decision in life has been gut driven. And I guess that is, gut would be sort of values or what feels right. But I would also say, yes, and that's why I'm saying resources, man. Like, yes, lean on your homies, lean on your resources, but be very, very clear about, you know, where you stand and what you need. And if it's a business situation, be very, very upfront and above board about expectations, roles. You know, you don't want any room for hurt feelings or misunderstood bullshit, which happens all the time, which again, and it's kind of hard to talk about these things, right? You're coming up in business, or me, I wasn't a business school kid. So I was like, oh shit, I don't want to fucking have this conversation, but you have to, right? So, and you need to be you need to be able to hear the hard things. If it's not, you need to have trusted, you need your Silvio, man, fucking Sopranos. You need you just do, but they need to understand, like, you want to hear the hard truths, but you also want them to you want to be aligned in your values and who you are as people.
You need a Saul Goodman, dude.
There you go.
Dude, Saul Goodman, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Cool. Yeah, we have some fan questions I want to get to, just two. That's a great question, Kyle.
That was great, and I hope I answered it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I see one up here, Mitch. Got it. All right, here's the first one.
Oh, hey there. Huge fan of burritos. I've got a question for you. As the owner of Illegal Pete's, I've been very curious. What is the most illegal activity that has happened inside one of your establishments?
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, you want to incriminate yourself real quick?
Oh, there's been so much. Holy shit. Where do we start? Fuck, man. And I'm sure it's not, I mean, I have not done, it's been about 10 years for me, but man, I'm sure there's crazy shit going on right now. But I don't want to necessarily incriminate myself, but yeah, you can imagine. There's been some.
But yeah, you can imagine. That's the answer.
mean, man, multiple spots, dude. Like, I mean, we're on the hill in Boulder for, forever. Downtown Denver, forever. You know, yeah, there's been, yeah, you can imagine. Yes, is the answer.
Yes, dude. Yeah, dude.
I like that.
I was wondering what we'd get out of from it. Dude.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was a fun question. You never know what you'll get, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Like, the stories, like sitting around with the homies, and just it's too much fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get to another one then.
Yeah.
It's the last one.
Illegal Pete's has never been pulled into a court system before to, you know, be witness or something to something that happened in your establishment, have you?
Great question. There's been like fights and such outside that we've had to do video, but no, nothing like. Yeah. Have we been? No.
Nothing like, yeah, okay, you guys got to close down because you all got to go to court tomorrow.
No, around that. No, from that, like, again, like, okay, if we're talking about, yeah, we've been stung a couple times, shit like that, but nothing, no. We're pretty, like, sort of the whole idea, the whole spirit, Illegal Pete's, kind of like, it's basically question arbitrary power. It's like kind of the spirit, I think, of America is like, there's some really fucking stupid bullshit that's against a lot in this country, right? And we're learning about this shit every fucking day. It's like, question that. Like, that's fucking dumb. Like, that's kind of the spirit, like punk rock or hip hop or whatever. Like, I mean, that's it. So, but we're not mean. and we're not gonna hurt anyone, right? Like, so we'll like do stupid shit, but we're just partying, right? We're not like trying to hurt anyone or do anything that's like nefarious. So when I say that, yeah, there's been like it, but it's been, we're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, dude, we're trying to get high and make burritos.
Yeah,
dude.
we're having a blast. Dude. Really, I mean, there's like questionable shit going on in the bathroom at like. I mean, there's been some ridiculous stuff.
I'm
like,
sure, dude. I mean, yeah,
but like it's
28
all,
years,
but
man.
it's all good natured. Like,
Yeah.
it's been like, I mean, some of the stories. What? Yeah.
Not on camera.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this next one.
right.
This is the last one.
Howdy, Taboo. Howdy, Pete. Hope you guys are having a splendid day. Quick little question for Pete. Pete, how many times did you have to tell Mitch no before you finally decided, okay, I guess we can sponsor this podcast?
Oh man,
I just want to know.
that is
Like, how did he come to you? How did he propose the idea? And how many times did you have to tell Mitch no? Just curious. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you, brother.
that sounded like you.
That ain't me, dude.
That's funny, man. Not at all, dude. He had to fucking tell. He had to tell us no, dude. It's fucking rad that I'm sitting here. Like, you know, I don't have anything funny to say, like, other than fucking Adam, like, that I work with, is a big fan of Taboos. He's like, dude, he's got this fucking killer podcast, and so we approached you.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad y'all did, man. It's been cool. I mean, I feel like this will be a good time to tell people what we have planned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to do it?
Well, you can do it.
So Illegal Pete is going to let me throw a comedy show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, comedy,
Yeah.
like a slow.
Slow start.
Well, no, show and / tour potentially.
Yeah,
right?
tour. Yeah, we're gonna throw a comedy show. If it goes well, we're either gonna do we're gonna do a tour. So like, you know, Boulder, Denver, fucking Tucson, Tempe, and you know, if it goes well, man, I'd love to do a monthly.
It'd be dope.
Yeah, a monthly comedy show.
It'd be dope. So yeah, I just want to say, like, again, I'm older man, young kids. Like, I'm not like, but Adam's like totally on the money. He's like, which is exactly what I think we have been good at and have celebrated in the past. Is like, there's this guy at Taboo who's fucking killing it, and I think we should, you know, like, you know, he'd seen you and listened to you, and he's like, I think we should talk to him because he is fucking awesome. He's onto something, man. He's like very sharp, very funny, very talented. I'm like, fuck yeah, Adam. And Adam's been with Pete's for 1 year, but he fucking gets it. And so I'm like, dude, that's right on the money, Adam. Thank you. So, you know, I wish I could say that, you know, no, I don't wish I could say anything. I'm pumped to be sitting here. We approached Taboo and he said yes. So we are very gracious to be working with you, man, and to have the opportunity to do more stuff. Like, it's gonna be a fucking blast.
I think it's awesome, man. I you know, it's I'm glad that we got to link and you know, just go do more than just sponsoring a podcast. Like, we're gonna throw a fucking comedy show. Like, we're gonna be able to get people in a room and fucking make them all laugh.
It rules.
Not only that, you know, it's a fucking, if it turns into a monthly thing, that's like a dope spot every month for comedy.
It fucking rules.
Comics know, like, oh shit, I'm going to be able to have a 20-minute slot like that one time and try these new stuff out, and it's going to be a packed house. Like, there's just so many more positives than just, you know, sponsoring a podcast. Like, me personally, I'm like, great. Like, now I know I can have a spot to where I can do all this material.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And really see, you know, maybe it turns into something fucking dope. We don't know.
No,
you know what I mean?
so dope.
But it's cool to be able to have that opportunity to have people be like, yo, like, let's do more than just the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it.
Well, that's it, right? And that's it. Like, fuck it. Let's do it. I mean, that's cool. Like, what's possible, right?
Yeah.
It's opportunity of imagination. Again, like, fuck it. Yeah. Like, yes, we can make it fucking rule. Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Well, sick, man. I want to thank you so much for coming onto the show today, man. This is it's been awesome. And, you know, to be able to sit down with somebody who basically just has great values and cares for the community, but also is you know, a successful business restaurant owner. You know, and you know, a whole lot more than that. You know, I had no idea what to expect from this conversation to, you know, because this is the first time, you know, I sat down and talked.
Man.
And man, it's been fucking cool hearing your story. I have a huge respect and a lot more love for, the legal Pete's now, even the business, but just your story and knowing where you stand on a lot of things is fucking dope.
Awesome.
And I appreciate you coming on today and sharing this. I mean, this is interesting. It's not every day you get to sit down with somebody that, owns multiple successful businesses, so this is really cool, man. And I really appreciate you.
And thank you for the opportunity. I mean, yeah, this is great. I didn't know what to expect either, but I'm super stoked to be here, right? Like, I was just pumped. Like, again, man, I value, like, I think what you're doing is super cool, so it's just rad. So thank you, and again, thanks for having me on here, and yeah, fucking looking forward to doing cool shit.
Yeah, me too, man. Let's keep it going.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you again, and thank you, Kyle.
Yep,
Kyle,
yep,
thanks, man.
thank you.
Yeah, and
of
I
course.
appreciate everybody listening to this week's episode of Talks with TVBOO. I will see y'all next week. Peace.